Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about chasing her leads to ghosting. So this is a dating advice video. Okay, so what constitutes as chasing? Now I think personally, it's not just, trying to get a girl out on a date, right? It's more to do with as well just excessive messaging. Because sometimes that can be seen as chasing, okay, when you're just talking to her too much. Because what I see a lot of people going wrong with is that they message too much because they're insecure that she's just not going to show any interest, basically. Like they're worried that they're worried that she's lost interest, so they keep on messaging to make sure, basically, to reassure themselves essentially that she's still interested. Because if she replies, great, that means she's still interested, right? So you don't want to do any of this excessive messaging or messaging that doesn't lead anywhere, right? So messaging that doesn't lead anywhere means you're just talking and you're not arranging hanging out, right? You're not arranging meeting up, okay? That's messaging that doesn't lead anywhere. It's just general chit chat that kind of just tails off into like just talking about the weather or certain TV shows, and it doesn't end with, okay, I can't wait to see you next. When are you free? Right? When you finish having a conversation, if you are to have a long conversation online, which I don't recommend that you do, but if you do have one, make sure that you end it with saying, when are you free to hang out? I'd love to hang out with you. When are you free? So an example of this that I've seen in my own life is when I was dating a girl, and she would I'd been on like one date with her, right? And she would just send me messages like, just finished work, like with nothing added on to that, or just finished work, as if it was like we've been in a relationship for 5 years. That's something that my wife texts me when she's coming home. She says, oh, I've just finished, I'm just leaving now, talk to you soon, right? That's something she says to me, but that's my wife, right? Not someone I've only just been on one date with, like, just finished work. It's so boring, right? Avoid doing that. Have some mystery in your life, right? You don't send messages like that. You can send obviously those messages to your wife or your girlfriend who you've been with for, like, let's say like a year, but not someone who you're only just dating. Okay, it's useless. There's no point to it. No point whatsoever. And I remember that happening to me and feeling very annoyed. I don't know why. I think it's because of those kinds of messages just seemed to me like a relationship message, like we're in a relationship and I'm concerned when you finish work and when you don't finish work, right? But at that point, been on one date, didn't really know them all that well, and I just got a message saying, just finished work. I don't care, right? I don't know you enough yet to care that you've just finished work. And there wasn't like anything like, oh, just finished work, hey, how are you? Or just finished work, been thinking about you all the time, can't wait to see you. That's different. But if it's just something like, just finished work, just seems a bit much, right, for being too soon. And my wife has had similar stories like this, sort of, right? There was a time when she told me about this woman that she was dating who, again, had only been on one date with, and then sent her like two bunch of flowers afterwards. And my wife kind of got a bit freaked out by that. By one bunch, still that's okay, but it's not that great, right? You shouldn't really be sending flowers to someone you've only been on one date with. But that's what happened to my wife. But she just didn't just get one bunch of flowers; she got two from the same woman, right? And also, along with that, she got text messages from her saying, or sorry, was that a bit much? Was that too much? Do you not like me? And things like that. Because my wife didn't really know what to do when she received those flowers. It freaked her out a bit, right? Because it's too much too soon, right? It's the pursuing was way too hard, basically, right? And another story that my wife told me as well was just this sort of thing where she was dating a girl. Again, it hadn't been that long into them dating, like a few dates, and this girl who was dating my wife sent her a video, right? And in this video it was just loads of pictures and like videos of my wife, but that she had taken because she was waiting for her outside of work, and she was like got a camera, was like, I don't know, filming her while she was at work, while she was waiting for her, and just made like this really sappy video, right? And my wife freaked out about that. She thought it was way too much, too soon, right? Even then, it's still a bit weird, in my opinion, but, that's just me. But, it's doing things like that. It's just too much, okay? So when you chase that hard, and you do things that are just too much too soon, and you're basically acting like you're in a relationship when you've only been out on a couple of dates, it comes across as very needy, very insecure. Because deep down, right, women know that you've only just met. You've only spent a limited amount of time with each other. So when you come on too strong like that, and when you're sending too many messages that don't lead anywhere, it's basically giving them more attention than what they know they deserve, right? This is why you should never treat a woman that you like they're a princess or like they're a celebrity, because they're not. They're just a regular human being, and they want to be treated like that, right? They know they don't deserve all of that attention that you're giving them, so it comes across as a bit phony. It comes across as like you're trying to get something out of her, right? This is why you don't do too much too soon, because she doesn't want to feel in debt to you, right? It makes her feel weird. It makes her feel uncomfortable, right? And that's why ghosting happens when you pursue too much, because she feels like you're giving her way too much attention too soon, attention that she knows she doesn't deserve, that she hasn't earned through her actions, right? This is why I say to, just set up a date once a week and then try to keep contact between those dates to a minimum, okay? Because that's you treating her like a regular human being, and you're not getting too overly keen too soon and doing too much, right? It prevents you from doing too much if you just stick to that rule and you wait for her to start reaching out to you more. And when she starts reaching out to you more, when she starts to feel more comfortable, that's when you can start reaching out to her more, maybe start meeting up with her more, and maybe go from meeting each other just once a week to twice a week, or maybe 3 times a week. So here's what happened with me and my wife, right? When I started dating my wife. So I was on Tinder, and we matched on Tinder. And within the first few hours, I had got her Facebook information, added her on Facebook to make sure she was actually who she was, because sometimes, there can be a lot of catfishes online. And it was very easy to see that my wife was actually a real person, because she'd been tagged in posts by her family and things like that. And there was photos of her with different people, with different friends. And she was, like I said, being tagged into different stuff. So she could tell that this wasn't just like one random profile who had no friends or anything like that, who would be most likely a catfish. So when that happened, I checked her Facebook details, and then I messaged her on Facebook as well. And I said, hey, when are you free to hang out? Right? And I asked her out. And then we set up a date. I think we started talking on a Monday. We matched on a Monday, and within that same evening, I had already set up a date for Saturday that week, right? And then we went out on that date. I waited a few days. I think it was about 5 days. Pretty much sure it was 5 days after that first date. Then I asked her out again. No contact in between to ask her out for another date. And then we met up on that date. And then it was after that second date that she started messaging me a lot more and started to feel a lot more comfortable around me. Clearly, that's why she was messaging me more. Obviously, she started to get feelings for me. So we started meeting up more. And then we started to spend the weekend together. Right, and then after a while, we even started seeing each other in the middle of the week as well. We started to meet up on a Wednesday. So we would spend Wednesday evening together, and then we would spend the weekend together as well. Okay? And that's basically what happened. But as you can see, it happens over a few dates, right? And you've got to play it cool between those dates and not pursue too much and keep messaging to a minimum. And if you are to message, it's just to talk about the date or to arrange a new date, okay? And that can prevent you from being ghosted by perhaps a woman that is a bit unsure at the moment, because, some women are a lot more shy, a lot more introverted, and it takes them a lot longer to warm up to you because they're shy and introverted. It takes them a lot more time to be themselves around you, right? Whereas you get some extroverted women who are, are themselves completely, feel comfortable with you straight away, which usually is quite rare. Okay, so that's why you play it out like that. Okay, so use messaging to just reach out to them to arrange a date. Make sure that when you arrange a date, you leave it a good few days in advance so there can be some anticipation to build up for that date. Kind of like what I did, where I asked my wife out on a Monday. the date was set up for a Saturday, and then after that day, I waited 5 days before asking her out again. Okay? Stick to that, and you'll be able to figure out if this woman likes you, and also it will avoid you over pursuing too much and freaking her out. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye, guys.